story of how great a love can be. A sweet love story that is older than the sea. The simple truth about the love she gave to me.
A Fish Called Wanda, Chinatown, Dr. Zhivago, Funny Girl, Gorky Park, Hoop Dreams. Mom loved movies, all kinds of movies. Mom loves movies so much that she takes me to the Lowe's Twin Cinemas on 167th Street, 58 blocks north of our house on 109th Street in Miami on 2 buses when I'm 4 years old to see Love Story. Now that's a date. Legend has it that the very first time Oliver or Jenny or Oliver's cranky asshole father Ray Milland or anyone in the cast of Love Story says, "Shit," I stand on my theater seat and announce to the packed 8 o'clock 1970 movie-going audience, "There goes the first bad word." Eliciting plenty of giggles from the crowd, all set for the semi-classic romantic tragedy. I'm 4. I've heard that word before. I'm sure it's inappropriate, and I need to warn everyone there for his or her own safety. By the 4th bad word, it's not funny anymore. Suddenly I'm the chicken on the bus in that episode of MASH, where the chicken's really a baby, and my mom has her hand clamped over my beak, my mouth, for the entirety of the 99-minute movie, so nobody on the bus or at the movie dies, except, of course, for Ally McGraw's Jenny, who dies of a mysterious movie illness not unlike leukemia at the end of Love Story, right after Ryan O'Neal reminds her on her deathbed that she once told him that love means never having to say you're sorry. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. That was 46 years ago. After my mom died in March of 2013, in between her 78 years of stuff, in between the Royal Dalton, the Limoges, the Lenox, and the Wedgwood, the furniture, the paper clips, the Tupperware and linens, the magazines, the photographs, the underwear, and cans of soup, right there in between a lifetime of accumulation inside her Century Village condominium in Pembroke Pines, Florida, where living has no limits. There were movies, 391 movies. 391 movies, some still in their shrink wrap. 391 movies, all on VHS. Guys and Dolls, His Girl Friday, In the Heat of the Night, Memento, Mutiny on the Bounty, The Misfits. My worst fears are soon confirmed that no matter how special the movies may have been to my mom or to me, nobody wants VHS movies anymore. Nobody. And as we already know, not being wanted anymore is officially the worst feeling in the world. No one signs up to be irrelevant. Just ask Blockbuster. Do you even remember what VHS stands for? Don't look at your phones. It's Video Home System. Yeah, Video Home System. What the fuck is that anymore? Right now, for me, it's 391 movies on VHS. Very humongous shit. And I can't keep them. I live 2,339 miles away in Los Angeles. I'm already this close to becoming a certified hoarder. And I'm afraid an additional 7 boxes of 391 VHS tapes in the middle of my Studio City apartment might just totally seal the fucking deal. Monsters Ball, My Favorite Year, Night Shift, October Sky, Rear Window, Shakespeare in Love. Months go by. I call libraries, all the fine libraries of the Broward County library system. I call nursing homes and hospitals, recreation and rehab centers, Goodwill and the Salvation Army, and the few remaining video stores still standing. You name it, I try it. Even the library at the retirement village doesn't want them. Nobody wants them. Though the laundry list of potential organizations I call are all more than polite to listen, I might as well be calling to donate 7 boxes of dog shit. Time is running out, and I have to get back to LA before my life completely implodes more than it's usually going to implode, and I'm running out of my mom's things that are either to be kept, donated, sold, given, or thrown away. Kept, donated, sold, given, or thrown away are the 5 categories of what happens to all of our stuff after we're gone. Unless, of course, when you die, you're Stanley Kubrick. Then even your worst stool sample gets its own installation at LACMA. And I will not just stick my mom's 391 VHS movies out in front of her condo in the brutal August Florida sun just to have Batman melt into the Young Lions, melt into The Sixth Sense, melt into The Manchurian Candidate, until they all glob together into one giant gooey pile of sticky plastic Hollywood movie shit all over her front doorstep. I won't. I can't. The Student Prince, The Truth About Cats and Dogs, Trading Places, The Ruling Class, Rudy. I can't leave until the movies find a home. Then it hits me. Of course, call Cy Mermelstein. Who's Cy Mermelstein? I meet 85-year-old Cy Mermelstein while his wife and my mom are happy roommates in a post-hospital stay rehab center. When Cy finds out from my mom that I'm from Hollywood, I soon learn of his particular obsession with the film Inglourious Basterds, and his outright anger that several characters in the movie are not wearing the proper military insignia on their uniforms. And Cy would know because Cy was in one of the American military units portrayed in the film. Every day at the rehab center, he asks me if I know anyone in Hollywood he can speak to about this. I tell him sadly, other than seeing Quentin Tarantino eating a bowl of pad thai a few times at Toy on Sunset, I was going to be of no help to him at all. Cy sees beyond my lack of direct communication with Quentin Tarantino, and we become fast friends. He also informs me he's an honorary deputy of the Pembroke Pines Police Department with the authority to issue parking tickets, though I never did get the details on that particular story arc. I'm at the end of my rope. I call Cy Mermelstein. I tell Cy about the movies, and because he's old and wise and a veteran, he tells me to call his friend Oscar, the activities director, at the new Alexander Ninninger State Veterans Nursing Home, only 20 minutes away. I call Oscar, the activities director, and tell him all about the movies. Oscar says, "Sounds great. Bring him over." See? Cy Mermelstein! Before anyone at the nursing home can change their minds, I pack the 7 boxes in the back of my rental van and rush them over. The look on Oscar's face when I need a dolly to roll all the boxes inside tells me I've got a few more movies to donate than he thought. Then he looks inside. His heart and mind gravitate to The Music Man, The King and I, and The Sound of Music. It turns out when Oscar was much younger, he was a professional dancer and danced in a lot of musicals. He's a big Mrs. Miniver fan, too. A few veterans in the lobby start going through the boxes, looking through the titles, and find their own favorites among the 391. West Side Story, Waiting for Guffman, Woman of the Year, Y tu mamá también, Zorba the Greek. They're so happy. I'm so grateful. The movies are home. Cy Mermelstein, of course. So, one more time alone and barefoot in my mom's white kitchen at midnight, in between out loud conversations with myself like, go ahead, put Arby's barbecue sauce on a Wendy's chicken sandwich. See what happens. No one's watching, just do it. Who cares what the fake new Wendy and the real old Wendy will think? And don't be an asshole, Keith. Eat the old Cuban sandwich before you eat the old soup, because everyone knows you bought that soup last Tuesday. It was somewhere in there. It was somewhere after an old Cuban sandwich and an even older chicken sandwich, somewhere between the constant parade of ambulances, fire trucks, and nurse-filled clown cars every day around the condo. Somewhere after the fish tank summer stank, the wedding album I never saw before, Dad's World War II Navy discharge papers, and the red panic button on the wall. Somewhere after the pallbearing-related knee injury and the stress-related blood vessel burst behind my left eye. It was sometime after the late-night drive-through mozzarella sticks with no mozzarella inside, rendering them not mozzarella sticks at all, but just sticks. It was after the 391 movies found a home. It was sometime after that that I knew it was okay to leave the retirement village where living has no limits and return to Los Angeles. I kept 3 VHSs. Broadway Danny Rose, The Schmengi's The Last Polka, and Hannah and Her Sisters. And these 103 DVDs. They fit in my carry-on. Mom fucking loved movies. There goes the last bad word.